Yoga for healing. Let's tap in and see what else is in the energy. Let's see what's going on in the ethers. What is it that we need to know? Is it present energy? Creating and nurturing your healing inner child. We'll leave those both the same. 41, 5. Making the changes, making moves, working on yourself, loving your inner child, embracing the flow. Do you see how those flow together? You're going with the flow. You're at ease, enjoying the sweetness. And your inner child is loving every second. Number 11. You walk through that portal. More confirmation. What's the challenge? You're in your bag. So that's challenging. I believe that would be challenging for others, not for you. And you're exploring. Another 11. And another 5. 5, 5, 11, 11. I also want to add that 2, 2, 2, duality. Balance. You are in your bag. And if that's your only challenge, you have no worries because you are in it to win it. What happened in the past? What did you do in the past? Being of service. Want to fall out sideways. In the past, you weren't being of service. Blissed out. You were in your comfort zone. Something was being blocked from you doing the work that you needed to be doing. But you were happy. So in the past, you've had some obstacles, some delays, something to do with the community. But you were living happily. You felt complete, fulfilled, enjoying yourself. And in the future, and it's up, face down, let's see. Oh, daydreaming in the reverse. In the future, you won't be daydreaming. I think that is in reverse because those manifestations, those things you were thinking about are coming into manifestation. You have a deep knowing of this. You're very well aware and comfortable because you know you're surrounded and protected. You're going through your day knowing that you're guided, following the correct path, and soaking in the moments. Blue butterflies. Color blue. Throat chakra and that heart chakra green. And that solar plexus is, it's rocking. What is the goal? Manifestations right here. Sneaky, sneaky. We got to see what that sneaky, sneaky is all about with this manifestation in the goal area. That may be because maybe others are seeing you as sneaky. Because maybe you're saying to yourself, because you're in your bag. You're keeping things private to yourself what you're manifesting. You're putting in the work, using your crystals, lighting candles, enjoying every minute. And then that subconscious, the big picture, you feel, you have a knowing. Because you can see the big picture. You've been focused on yourself in the past. Because you were working on yourself in your bag, in your abundance, your spiritual bag. Keeping to yourself what you were manifesting. You could see the big picture. And now, there's no more daydreaming. What's the advice? What's in the advice position? Finish line and divine timing. You're near the finish line. Divine timing is at play. Let's see, this way, yeah. We have to slide these over so that we can see what's on the board. You're near completion. You're still exploring, and you are waiting patiently, enjoying the moments, healing, seeing the bigger picture, and you're very fine with divine timing. 14, that's another 5. 12, no, that's 21. That's another 3. And then the external forces, what is at play? External forces. You're studying, putting in the work, doing the research, studying your story, going through more awakenings, staying focused, staying connected. Solar plexus still shining brightly. And what is the hopes and goals or fears? Hopes and fears. Burdens. Hopes and fears are burdens. That's interesting. Because you already have a deeper knowing. So someone is facing some burdens. Or maybe it's a lot, but you're taking the rest. We'll see. But in the outcome, these are ascension tensions. You may be just having body aches, headaches, changing appetite, changing sleep habits. That's what I'm picking up. But you're doing the work. You're ascending. And you have a soulmate coming in. You've stayed focused, gone within, maintaining an inner strength. Number 9. You're close to that 10 again. Number 9. You are very close to the finish line for divine timing to be at play. Let's see. You're in your bag being creative. Loving on yourself, your higher self. Doing the shadow work. What is this? First off, we're going to ask, what is this community pride or community fridge? Community pride. Take note of that. Community fridge. Sideways. being of service. Why is this sideways? You don't have to be, what? We have celebration, 4 of Wands and 10 of Cups that fell out. You're in balance. You're at peace. You reach the 10 of Cups. You're happy in your domestic bliss. Bliss, bliss. You are blissed out. You're not having to really do any work, but what you're doing is already lifting the vibration, that yellow. You're already shining bright. That love, that green, that you see a lot of green. There's a lot of green here. You can see it in the energy. The yellow and green. Very little splatters of red. You're celebrating. You're not having to do a lot of work. Give me one more on this community fridge sideways. It's sideways because there were those that wanted you to lack this. Someone that's reckless, that wanted you to be reckless and careless. This Fool in reverse. What is this Fool in reverse? Somebody that you're being defensive against, protecting yourself from. Who is this Fool in reverse that's reckless, that wanted a bitter ending for you? Someone that's isolating themselves, or you've isolated from. Someone that you found peace and you're having and maintaining your self-protection, knowing that you are guided and protected. You've been moving forward and keeping your defense up against this energy. Somebody that wanted to block you working, being of service in the community. Someone that saw that you're happy, living in a 10 of Cups. Mars and Pisces. Sacral. They see you satisfied, stable. And this has brought them to be very unhappy, disappointed. So they becoming very reckless. While you're isolated, self-reflecting, and resting in your own sanctuary, moving forward. So whatever this energy is, you've left in the dust. Your manifestations are coming in. You don't have to daydream anymore. You're not all in your head. What is this daydream in reverse? You're not all in your head. You're balanced. You're not thinking about being out in the cold. You're not thinking about them being out in the cold. And their illusions. While they're still searching for purpose, living in a fantasy, they are the ones that's been in a daydream. They thought they had you hazed. They thought they had you in an illusion. While you were just keeping quiet, manifesting, working on yourself, and you in your bag. You could see the big picture. You could see all this shit was coming. They're out in the cold and you're not daydreaming. Why is that here? Wow. Because you have your sword up against this empress that's not a real empress. They're not in the upright. Or emperor. Take it how it resonates. You have the clarity. You see, as I've been saying, the big picture. of this wannabe empress. Give me a card on this one. Oh, justice is being served for someone that's not in the upright. Give me a card on this empress that's not in the upright. Wanted victory and reward, and now they're in sorrow and grief and despair. Not wanting to show their faces because they wasted a lot of skills, talent. Now they're at a loss. Now this wannabe empress, who is this? Somebody that didn't want to walk away from this rivalry, wanted to be competition for a high priestess. Oh, really? But you're still here. They're trying to block you from crossing the finish line, but they don't know, baby, it's all about divine timing. They don't realize it is about divine timing for this high priestess that has worked on themselves. What do we need to know about this finish line in reverse? They've been trying to block your efforts. And how has that worked out? It's being seen clearly. And that's why it's all about divine timing clearly. Yeah, you want to be high priestess, want to be empress, want to be this, want to be that. Why don't you be you and study? Know your own history. Put the value in the work into yourself. But what do they think of that? Oh, they want to have a pity party. They're having sleepless nights. They are burdened. What do we need to know about the sleepless nights and these burdens that they're in? Up at night thinking about how they still have a passion. They still want to take a risk. They're having sleepless nights because they know that you're still ascending and you have a soulmate coming in. And you're not accepting this foolish, immature behavior of this energy that has nothing to offer that wants to come charging in. Let's fix this a little bit. Okay. So they're having heavy burdens, sleepless nights, because what they've been trying to do has come to an end, and you've maintained your balance. You're at harmony. You've been going with the flow. That's why you're in abundance. You're ascending. And you're not giving to them. They don't like the power dynamics. You're not abusing your generosity. And you're not allowing anyone else to abuse it. So what's going on with that? Oh, so they want to try to sneak away from this star. Now that they can be seen. Knowing that you have true love coming in. What do we need to know about soulmate? Well, we do know that these past people, whoever this is, the Knight of Cups energy. What about this offer of this Knight of Cups energy? They're heartbroken because they want you, Queen of Pentacles. Seeing your inner strength, now they want you. And the truth is coming out. They see you're coming to this finish line. Instead of doing the work on themselves, they're sitting in despair, heartbroken, wanting to charge in because they're burdened, losing sleep. They know that you're not accepting, you're not giving to them. You see the big picture. They want to send a love message because they're going through this firestorm. They want to come in and they want to get along. They want to find harmony. They need you. They're brokenhearted and they're sitting in their pissy bed crying. But you worked on yourself. You took a leap. You had the faith. Now they're sitting in heartache. Because of your faith and your healing. Now they're praying. Oh, they're meditating. They're trying to put a spell on you. They're still up to their same old deeds. What about this meditating? What are they meditating on? It's not getting through. They're trying to come through as a divine masculine in these readings. Because they see this open chapter. That there's still pages to write. And that you are making them great. They know that you're keeping quiet. And so they're unsure. But they are aware that this cycle is closed. Not closing, it's done. We got the death. They're in need of support and you're not giving. So if they haven't showed up or made a call, they're still thinking about it, but they're still unsure. Meanwhile, keep doing the work. Be aware that they're doing projections. Still trying to connect with you, telepathy. Or maybe in the astral planes. Why? Because you're in your bag. And you've done the work. Peace.